Why do you keep getting in your own way? In this video, I'm going to share the 4 things that help you get out of your own way so you can start making progress towards your goals even faster. Number 1, clarity is not the same as motivation. And this is why you can be motivated time and time again, but not take action. In 2016 and 2017, some of the most devastating, traumatic things happened to me that made me question who I was, why I existed, and what I had to offer the world. I had no answers for those questions, any of those questions, but I only had a glimmer of hope. I was motivated, driven, and skilled, but I was lacking clarity, and I wasn't clear on who I really was. So I started going after things that weren't designed for me. I wasn't clear on why I existed, so I constantly compared myself to others. And I didn't know what I had to offer the world. So I constantly devalued myself and went after things I never wanted. When you have motivation without clarity, you run the risk of being driven and excited, but not taking action for what you truly want. And you don't make the impact that you were created to make. Clarity is not the same as motivation. There are decisions you have to make right now that will change your life for the better. And right now, you may need a simple strategy, an easy system to take action again. And if you would like that 4-step system, simply comment the word strategy and I'll send it to you. I'll send you the link. The second thing is that confidence happens when you create evidence that you have already taken action and take action again. The reason you've been struggling to take action again is not because of all the things you believe you're lacking, but it's because all the action that you've already taken is not translating as evidence that you are capable. Most of my life, I knew I was created for greatness. I knew I was created for more. I was capable of so much more than what I was accomplishing at that time, but my actions and my life didn't match my potential. The action you have already taken doesn't look like confidence to you right now, and I get it. The reason you easily dismiss your past wins and don't use them to build a case that you are capable for your current or future goals is because you are still using your past failures as evidence that you are not capable. So now, many of your actions are perceived as procrastination or hesitation or delay, making you believe that you aren't the best person to achieve your goal and making you think you actually could have achieved, if you could have achieved your goal by now, it would have already happened. If this resonates with you, I want you to listen very closely to what I'm about to say. Do not waste the time that you have right now on your past failures. Don't allow your focus to be consumed by what ifs or what you don't have, what should have been. No, don't do that. Confidence happens when you create evidence that you have already taken action and take action again. The third thing is that you only take action at the point where clarity and confidence meet. This is why if you're missing clarity, you'll find yourself going in circles, experiencing the same cycles with no real progress until you have an awakening. And this is why if you're lacking confidence, you will procrastinate, you will hesitate and delay until you become so uncomfortable staying where you are that you have nothing left to do but do something about it. 2016 and 2017 were one of the most life-changing times for me. As I mentioned, and in that time frame, I purchased my house, my first house. I started working at a university where I would later make a great impact for professionals. And I wrote down my process to achieving my goals, which is a huge success after being encouraged by my mom to do it because she believed it would help so many people. These were some of the life-changing positive experiences in my life. Also, in 2016 and 2017 was the time frame where my best friend from high school told me she didn't have time for any friends and that we were never friends. Mind you, we were best friends. My brother had a mental breakdown and ended up in a mental facility for over 8 years. And my boyfriend at the time got someone else pregnant and landed himself in jail for 5 years. Even after all of the wins and the great things that happened in 2016 and 2017, I found myself sitting in the back of my church wondering, who am I? Why am I still here? And why am I still alive? What is my purpose? And what am I called to do? Do I even matter? I didn't have any clear answers. And it wasn't until I began evaluating the difference between how I was able to take action before that I was able to start doing it again. And I learned, even though my life didn't look like it at the time, I was created for greatness. I wasn't a mistake or an afterthought, and my goals and dreams were actually possible. I got clear on my purpose, and I realized I was the best person to achieve my goals, not someone else. No matter what you've experienced in your life up to this point, I want you to know you were created with a purpose and you are still alive for a reason. You only take action at the point where clarity and confidence meet. The fourth thing is that momentum happens when you show up and keep showing up. Not for everyone doing everything, but for yourself first. When you get on a plane, the first thing they tell you is if you're caring for someone on the plane, it's extremely important that you put your oxygen mask on first so that you can effectively help the person you need to care for. If you don't, you run the risk of losing both of your lives if there was an emergency. Now, I invested so much time pouring love and light and hope into other people, and many times it wasn't reciprocated. Other times I was made to feel worthless. And then there were times I was left feeling burned out. Doing something I was never designed to do. I was neglecting the one person who needed to be encouraged, empowered, and strengthened the most, me. Be mindful of who and what you're giving your time and your energy to in this season. There are a lot of distractions that can keep you stuck from making the progress you and I both know you can make. If you continue pouring out without refilling where you need it most, you will continue to feel burned out, weighed down by life, off track and out of alignment. When you put your mask on first, you will have the strength to show up and keep showing up. I learned to love myself, to care for myself, to show up for myself. And instead of trying to help everybody that needed it first, I helped myself. That's what momentum is about. It's not about deciding not to quit, but having capacity to show up for the people you were designed to help, including yourself. Momentum happens when you show up and keep showing up. Not for everyone, not doing everything, but for yourself first. There are decisions you have to make right now that will change your life for the better. And right now, you may need a simple strategy, an easy system to take action again. And if you would like that 4-step system, simply comment the word strategy and I'll send it to you. I'll send you the link. As always, feel free to like this video, share it with someone who may need to hear this today, and remember to subscribe. There's more to come, and I'll see you real soon.